Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you. Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
People, what's good? What's going on? How you doing? Yo, it's Brian B. I say it every time I start, constantly rhyming time. Yo, listen, what's good, y'all? It's the new year. We all starting things off, but you know what's consistently happening? The Beeline's coming on. You got Tuesday, you got that red, white, and black show. It's up there somewhere. It's on the wall somewhere. I got shit everywhere. I don't even know. But check this out. Listen, we got another show we do. And you know what that show is. It's the yellow, or let's say it's the gold, white, and black show. And that's where people come on and show. That's right. Brian B is back. We got a guest today. He's coming on, and he's been in some films. You might have seen him. He got a new one he's talking about today, and I'm very excited about it. We're going to check it out. You're going to get to know him. But first, we're going to do this. Let's go.
Let's make some noise.
Brian B. Show off, baby.
Fight.
Tonight.
This movie right here.
Signed to a local hot label, Big on Records.
I'm going to do it later. Now.
It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. E-N-T.
Yes, thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, make sure that you like and you share and you subscribe and you tell people and you show people and you want to talk to people about it and you come on. That's one of the most important parts about coming on. And so you got to come on part first. So if you guys are out there and you guys want to come on the show and show off, please send me the messages. Please send me the emails. Whatever way that you want to get them to me, send them to me. Because I'm looking for people to be exposed this year, man. I want you to have an amazing year like I'm going to have an amazing year. I've already prophesize myself doing this, so I ain't going backwards here. So we're gonna go forward. But yo, like, share, subscribe, send me your email, send me your content. I hope you guys like the commercials we got for the merch, man. The merch has been going crazy. Please, purchase a shirt, support the show. Little t-shirt, walk around with the Beeline. I mean, I try to put a nice variety up there for you guys. So please, make sure you hit that Stuff and Things shop. That Stuff and Things shop. All right, guys. So without further ado, we got a guestie waiting in the waiting room. We got a waiting room in the Beeline now. And you guys might recognize him. He's been actually in a lot of films, a lot of movies, working hard, man. So we're gonna talk about some things he's doing, and the projects he has. It recently came out, and it's gonna be a spooky one, not the Halloween episode. You guys missed the Halloween episode already. We in the new year. It's gonna be I don't know if I'm doing a Halloween episode this year. I'm gonna be real with you. I might do something a little different. I've done 3. And the last one was kind of the closer. So, but let's go. But I'm rambling time. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ladies, without further ado, we got my man, Mr. HARLEY WALLEN.
What's going on, Brian? How's everything?
I'm good, man. I'm doing good. I'm pumped, man. It's a new year. It's a new day. And I'm ready to make moves, man. How about you?
Definitely the same thing. I mean, the world is moving, so if you're sitting still, you're falling behind.
Bro, you ain't telling no lies right there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. HARLEY WALLEN. He is an actor, and he's from Sweden. So we got a little bit more around the world thing happening with the Beeline. I'm loving it. All this different diversity, amazing talent coming on and showing off. Mr. Wallen's not really going to show off. He don't sing or anything like that. If you do, please listen. Grace the process, man. But he's going to show off with his talent. Like we on, we're going to shout out this movie. We're going to be able to check it out. and we'll be able to see him showing off there. So, Mr. Harley, without further ado, I want to go ahead and open the stage to you, man. Let you, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I'm Harley Wallen. I'm an actor, director, producer, especially in the indie film world. In the beginning, you do it all. And then slowly but surely, you do less and less and less, and you become, hopefully better and better at it. But primarily what I love to do is act and direct, because that's, to me, the storytelling part. And I love that. I'm Swedish, like you said. I grew up in Sweden. I was on the Swedish national team in judo, and I repped Sweden in taekwondo as well. I was a break dancer when I was a kid. I released a couple of songs. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff, but that's kind of me. I love doing things. I love learning. I love growing. It's just my wiring.
Listen, man, you just like kind of opened up right there. Like, all right, look, I could kick your ass and dance after I do it and then sing about it. Listen, man, you can't be coming on like that. This is the show-off show right there. I'm talking about he ain't going to sing. Listen, okay, so we got to kind of break those down. But that was amazing. All right, so you definitely said something, a good piece of information at the beginning there. You said, you kind of got to do it all at the beginning, man. That is no lie being told there. Doing this process, especially when you're starting out and ain't got much money, you got to make sure that you can cover all bases, man. It is hard, yo. You're literally, waking up 5 o'clock. I mean, I'm doing it now. I'm just starting to build kind of a team. But like you said, that's the only way to get good at it, though, man. If you can't handle it on your own, I mean, you're playing the wrong game, man. If you're relying on people all the time, that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere, unfortunately. But
especially not on a budget. You know what I mean? That's the hardest part. Yeah. Like when you start growing and getting bigger and better, and you can afford, and you've already displayed talent of your own. Now you start attracting people like yourself, and that's talented people want to work with talented people. So slowly but surely it does build.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely all truth in that. But that's amazing. So you have a lot of talents that didn't even really know about. So let's start off here, man. So you're from Sweden, and so what did you start kind of getting into first? Like, with childhood or whatever. Like, what did you just dropped a whole bunch of stuff and all things that I'm interested in. I'm a UFC guy, I'm a music guy, I'm a movie guy. So let's talk, man.
All right, that sounds good. So my first thing, I started in judo when I was 7. So that was my first exposure. My mom and dad tried to put me in all kinds of sports, and judo is the one thing that stuck with me. And I started taking it serious around 12. I got real good, and I didn't lose hardly at all for the next 8 years. So it's a good run with judo, and that actually put me into eventually to mixed martial arts, because I had the judo and the taekwondo background. So when mixed martial arts showed up, that was perfect for me. So I jumped right in.
Got it, man. Listen, that's awesome. That's another kind of top trending topic we've been having recently on the episodes we're doing here. Basically just doing something is the key component, man, that's opening up doors for people that I'm noticing, like in my kind of career journey. Just doing something. I don't care what it is, man. It's like you could do anything, draw a picture, whatever the case may be. Doing something is going to get you somewhere. And that's what I'm starting to experience with people that are coming on the show, whether they started out with music, whether they started out with just like, doing artwork in their mom's house or whatever. They're literally doing something, and it's taking them to different levels unintentionally. You know what I mean? So it is very interesting. You started doing judo at a young age, and that kind of opened you up and adapted you to be like, okay, well, I got to understand a process. Now I got a process. I'm doing this, learning this. And then you opened up. But so judo, are you still practice it? Or I mean, it's popular now.
The tough part with both judo, jiu-jitsu, and MMA is you literally, at my level, I mean, I'm a pro fighter with 15 fights under my belt. At this level, training is such a grind. You're always walking around with marks. You get marks on your face, and it just doesn't work with acting very well. So I just stepped away from it all a while ago. I hit my heavy bag, and that's about it. I still call fights. There's a league called the WXC, and they did Warrior Wednesdays at the UFC Fight Pass for a long time, and I call the action for them. So it's pretty cool.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I love everything mixed martial arts. I'm a wrestling guy. I love everything about that. I had no idea we are gonna be talking about that on the show either, and I definitely actually want to talk to you a little more about it too. But very interesting, man. You never know people, man. He's full of talent.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. So after you like you said, it's hard to continue that, especially as you get older, man.
Yeah.
Getting surgeries and stuff constantly. Much respect to those guys, man. That is such an extreme
Yeah.
talented friggin' field, man. But so
The
you
grind.
transition. So yeah. So what kind of introduced you to the acting role?
So I was a break dancer and doing really well, and they had a cabaret style sitcom in Sweden, kind of like a cult show, and they had musical guests on, so they needed performers. So I was hired in to be a dancer for that, and then
Okay.
instead of hiring actors for like one and two liners type of stuff, they always came and asked us if we wanted to get upgraded and get a scene. And I thought it was really cool. And when you start hanging out with actors and you start seeing that process, that's fascinating. And
Yep.
I ended up getting myself an acting coach, started reading a bunch of books, and I never lost the love for it. Acting to me still, it's just, it's an amazing thing. It's therapy. It's perspective. It's so many things that people don't even understand. But like when you play a character, you got to let that piece inside of you bloom and be, and you get to taste all these different aspects of life for these different roles, because you get to live as them to some extent for a little while.
Yeah, that's always been very interesting to me. That's one of the reasons why I love like movies and stuff like that so much, man. I'm saying a lot of people, but I'm kind of generalizing, but
Mm.
people really do take they don't really know how to take that seriously. Like because it isn't, it is fiction, so it's like a lot of times you're trying to not want to take it seriously, but movies, TV, all that stuff helps develop you in ways, man. I was just talking to my kids
Mm.
recently about listening to music and the different ways that music can help get you through real life
Mm.
situations, whether it be
Oh
a
yeah.
breakup, whether it be a death in the family. Like, yo,
Mhm.
it's therapeutic, like you said. I
It
never
is.
looked at acting like that, but
Yeah.
I never would have thought. But yeah, I can understand it because
Mhm.
it is something that you can experience, even though it is fiction. It is based off of reality. Even the fucking alien movie, whatever. Like if you're fighting whatever, like you're
Yeah,
fighting a battle, trying to conquer
but
something,
it's not
whatever.
about the alien. This is the thing. People always think about these inanimate objects and the killer, this and that. What we're craving when we go and watch a movie is the interconnected relationship between humans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very
Like that.
good.
That's what we're coming for. And so that's what we get to play. So that I get to be all these other people. I get to make decisions very, very differently than myself, and
Yeah.
that's therapeutic because it gives me perspective on what it would be like to be somebody else, and I get
Mm.
to taste it a little bit and live there, and that's a pretty cool thing. And I get to find that piece in myself and see how does this jive with me. Should this piece be bigger? Should it be smaller? So I love acting because of what it does to you when you really dig into a character and you get to play, a supporting role or bigger. You really get to sink your teeth into it and really do a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and you sound like you have an amazing kind of upbringing because you seem like you were pretty diverse even before you got into it. So
Yeah.
how did you jump from the jujitsu to the breakdancing, or were you doing that kind of at the same time?
Yeah, actually, a lot of my friends were coming down, and we were breakdancing half of the time on the mats because we were learning all these things, when it was all fairly new. So we were figuring it out,
Yeah.
and so they would come down after judo practice, and we would all do work on the mats because that would be a little bit more forgivable than the hardwood floor. So that was a place that we started it all, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, listen, I can understand. Yeah, see, I'm a marriage that you don't even know about. Just there, like just doing
Yeah,
something. See what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it's crazy, man. You constantly kind of bring it back. But so that's awesome, man. So well, congratulations on much of your success. Being
Thanks.
able to get up and be involved in different things, and also kind of preaching a little bit because you kind of just spoke to me. Like I'm really trying to dig deeper into this
Hmm.
into this field. I've been in the entertainment field my whole life with my
Mhm.
father doing, different music and different talents and kind of discovering people. So it's like, the movies and stuff is something I've always wanted to be a part of, and talking to new actors and directors and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's been amazing. It's been an amazing
Yeah.
process. So I'm looking forward to the new beginnings. But okay, so let's dive right into your, current position of what you're doing mostly now.
Yeah.
So let's just start here. How many films have you roughly been in?
Oh God. I don't even know how many credits I have, but I know that we got to be getting somewhere around 40 feature
Mm,
films, something like that, 35, 40 feature films, probably
got it.
another 10, 15 short films. Where especially when you're first getting started, that's a lot of your opportunities. You start on a student film, or somebody comes to your acting class, or you get a casting call for short films, kind of like where they test you out to see if you can swim.
Listen, I've heard about those, man. When you're sitting there doing you Cohen, and you got the four people sitting in the chairs, they got their legs crossed and the glasses tilted down. What do you do? What, they don't even look at you when they talk to you on the clipboard. I don't know if I can handle that pressure, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
excuse me, I
some of
don't
the
want the part
big
anymore.
auditions, you literally walk into a room and there are distractions and stuff going on in the back, and then you have the squad in front of you, and then
Yeah.
you have a reader, and then they have stuff going on. Sometimes you're sitting there and you're almost getting iced, like I was a kicker and coming out to kick a field goal, and I mean they all
Oh,
this type of stuff. But I know what they want. They want to know,
yeah.
is this guy going to be able to handle it when things are not going exactly the way he wants it? Can he handle if there's some stuff on set? Is going to be able to handle some stuff shaking and moving around there.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing to keep focus and stay
Yeah.
determined on the task at hand, best you can, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a true point, because nothing rarely goes like, oh, perfectly, and then there's always hiccups, there's always something, and somebody who can't keep it together, especially in that field, man. And like I said,
Oh
I've,
yeah.
I've I've definitely seen a couple people spoken with people. I understand the importance. I'm actually involved in I'm doing like a podcast soap opera right now, which
Oh,
is
cool.
super interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like a radio kind of thing, and
Like
a
a
friend of
table
mine is
read
actually.
almost, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's like and we're going back in the day, like when people used to sit around the radio and listen to,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I thought it was awesome. I was like, oh man, this is
Yeah.
great. Yeah, so I'm
Love it.
doing that, and I was like, it's interesting to see how people all come together for this stuff. And when
Yeah.
you grow up watching your favorite movies and stuff like that, you don't realize what these people had to go through, the months and months of having somebody get sick, or having somebody not really cooperating, or having somebody having to quit the job, or you know what I mean? It's so
Yeah.
much. And then you saw it recently with the Ezra Miller situation with the
Yeah.
Flash, and he got into all that trouble, and they were like, trying to push that movie for a while, but then they were like, what the hell? He's getting all this crap. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if we can put the movie out.
I
That's
mean,
gotta be the
imagine that
craziest.
the Batwoman Batgirl film. Imagine you
Yeah,
shot the whole thing. You did all the work, and then you
bro.
never ever get to show it. I mean, I think about the actors in that film. That's got to be heartbreaking. Somebody's
Yeah.
best performance ever might be sitting on that, and it's like, oh, I just hurt for
That's
them.
what's crazy. That's what's crazy, man. You never know. Like you just said right now, they worked hard, they busted their ass, and they did everything they had to do. They did it correctly. They tried
Yep.
their best. It could have been the best thing they ever did in their life. And then to shelf it. I mean, I've heard that
Yep.
happen so many times with music. I've heard that happen. I mean,
Oh
it is.
yeah.
You never know if that could have been, pure gold. Like, I could have. But yeah, it's the risk that you take, man. It is
It
incredibly
is.
challenging.
Yeah, but it's
That's very
rewarding
crazy.
too. We got
Yeah,
to
for
remember
sure.
that part. Like, there's been times, especially being an independent filmmaker, where we got to raise our own budget, and then we got to shoot the film. Like, we shot multiple projects, during COVID, and it's so scary because you end up
Yeah.
getting a shutdown on set. I have contracts with everybody. If we're not working, I'm still paying. You know what I mean? SAG is still
Yeah.
going to expect. My star talent coming in is still going to expect checks. My crew's still got bills to pay.
True.
I mean, it's terrifying. So when you're
Yeah.
dealing with all that, and then the movie finally is done, and now you got to find a distributor, which that's another thing that nobody ever tells you, that how hard that is in the beginning. So
Yeah,
then you
man.
find that good distributor. Now you got to start the marketing campaign for the film. Then the film comes out. And then when the film gets out, now you got to go on the shows. You got to do all this. You got to get the media. You got to get the press hits. You got to go leak a trailer here. You got to stick a clip there. And it's a machinery that's never stopping.
Never.
And it's well worth it.
Yeah. I'm literally in a way smaller field, but I'm doing it with with my show. I started off with this show, and it was just supposed to be me with a microphone, just kind of talking and just whatever, like venting, whatever, how you look at it. And then after, like you said, just doing something, just started growing into a whole bunch of different things that I never would have thought it ever would be, previously. But like you said, man, it's just, if you're taking it seriously and you're really trying, and it is a business to you, you don't hear as much about the background work. Like, we actually had a conversation a couple shows back with somebody who was literally expressing, like, it's more difficult after you finish the project because you have to promote it. You have to put it out there.
Oh, yeah.
Without that,
it's the least natural part of the process for most people, especially creative people. And now you got to go do the thing. That's hard for people. I know I have a lot of actors, and this part most people like because you get to talk, and talking is sharing. So most people like this, but the whole thing of posting on your social media and how many times do you want to post your trailer before you start feeling like, maybe, am I showing off? Am I over the top? Am I, that's what they deal with. And it's tricky because each person has their own comfort zone of what they feel comfortable doing. Although, it's you're right. It's a grind, but it's the best grind though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't do nothing. I don't want to do anything else, but yeah. But it is important to acknowledge the work aspect, because I think so many people go into these fields and they think that it's just going to be the fun. They think it's just going to be I'm singing and that's my career. I know so many people that I've tried to work with previously to where it's like, you come in and you think that it's not going to be like kind of challenging, even just doing the show. Like, it's hard to think about stuff off the brain, and we don't have a script. Like, we're just going off with it, So it's hard to kind of engage conversation, keep people interested in stuff, even the person you're speaking with. So it's like, you do have to understand, it's not just going to be, hey, I just want to have a dream and live it and live in a rainbow fantasy world.
I think I'm working harder, more hours than I ever have in my life, but I don't feel like I am, because I'm finally doing what I love fully,
Yeah, for real.
And
Exactly.
it's easy to give. It's easy to give to that. The hard part is when you're giving to something where it's not coming back the same.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? It's like, whether it's a job or a relationship, whatever it is, if you're pouring in more energy than you're getting back out, it's just not going to work long term. Because it can only be uneven for so long.
Yo, Harley, man, you are preaching on this episode right here. I'm listening like, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And
I'm an
like
energy
you're talking to
guy,
me, man. I'm telling you, bro, because I'm sitting there listening to you. I was just thinking about that, man, and it has been kind of an ongoing conversation. Like I said, just that kind of just presence just kind of fills the room when you are with people. But I'm in the transition period right now where I'm trying to take this and make this my career and leave the 9 to 5 that I have to be at to get the check. I'm trying to make everything all in one, because like you said, man, I do this. I literally wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll start editing a commercial I'm doing or something like that or whatever. It's crazy because I love it though. I don't feel like I'm up. If I had to do my day job at 3 o'clock in the morning, even though I'm getting paid, listen, I'm tortured.
You'd be kicking and screaming
all day, ball and chain, bro. But like you said, man, it's like, you have to work though. Don't think it's just but I appreciate the work. You appreciate it. Feels good. It's what's the word? It's fulfilling. You know what I'm saying?
Fulfilling,
it's incredible, man. But I'm going through that struggle now. Let me ask you, because you just brought up a good point. This is why I like conversation. So what were you doing while you were working your way? Because you hear so many crazy like success stories when you finally
Yeah.
got to the position where you can be like, hey, look, I'm in different movies. I've had multiple parts. What were you doing before? Where it was like you were on your journey to becoming your your dream, your career.
Yeah, so I kind of had to pick with because with family and stuff. For the longest time, I kept on kind of fighting and started doing the commentary. So that was a big part of what I was doing, kind of on the side.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was a director at the YMCA, and I ran the Metro Detroit area YMCA health clubs. They're the
Okay.
fitness division for those, and I started, when I started cutting out fighting, I started coming back to acting, and it was more of a hobby in the beginning. And then I ended up getting a couple things, Batman versus Superman, and some local short films, and I just felt this urge to just give into it, and I moved halfway around the earth when I was in my 20s to pursue this. And then I
Yeah.
put it on the back burner because you end up with family and kids, and it's
Yes.
risky because pay is like this when you're starting. So it was a scary thing to let go. And then when I eventually let go, I ended up driving Lyft and Uber. That was what I was doing as I was transitioning.
Got you.
So
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
funny because I was driving long enough that I had people go, "Aren't you that guy from in the freaking car?" You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome, man.
That's
Yeah.
where it gets weird.
Yeah, yeah, for real. And you had speaking of that, they had just recently I saw an article or something like that. I think it was on like Inside Edition or something crazy like that. Where the guy who did the voice for AOL, the You've Got Mail, and
Yeah.
somebody recognized him. He was driving Uber or whatever. And
Yeah.
they
Wow.
took a video and it was a special, and they were like, "Hey, how are you here? Aren't you rich?" And they were like, he was like, "Nah, I didn't get paid for that. I
Yeah.
got paid a
No, it's
couple
not a
dollars
whole
for
lot
it."
of. Yeah.
It's you because you look at him though, and you're like, man, you must be like the richest person in the world, and you hear that sound everywhere
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
day in text messages. But yeah,
Well,
it's
that's the other thing when you start your own, you got to reinvest it. So every time, like,
yeah,
we get these quarterly checks from our films, and it's like, here's some for the investors and there's some for me, but I don't
yeah,
get to like keep it. It goes into the next project because that's how the
yeah,
budget gets bigger. That's how the movie gets bigger, and that's how you get further. So you're always reinvesting into yourself. So yeah, if you're rolling in it, then you must have been, all the way to the peak.
yeah, for real, for sure. Hey, you just said so listen, you just touched my heart. You see my wall back here, man.
Yeah,
I'm a superhero geek, man. So I didn't notice, but you were in
yeah,
Batman versus Superman.
yeah. I had two scenes and two lines, and unfortunately, all got cut out. I'm in it, but I
Got it.
it looked like a glorified extra in it, unfortunately. So I know how that goes, and I understand that movie was 3 hours, and from what I heard, the
Yeah.
rough cut was almost 6 hours long. So I get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, we kind of been touching on the DC universe there with the films and stuff like that. It's always been crazy to me, man. Marvel did a phenomenal job of
yeah,
completely dominating the cinematic universe or whatever. But
yeah.
DC with Batman and Superman, like these are like the guys that you hear of before you hear anything else in superheroes. They can't get it right all the time. I don't know what's so complicated because they do good movies, but it's just like
It's
to kind of
inconsistent.
match,
Two
yeah,
things.
to
They're
match,
inconsistent, and the problem I always felt, I was a Marvel guy 100 years ago, because I remember Spider-Man screwed up all the time. He was such a
yeah,
mess, and I was like, that's me, man. I'm that guy. And then you see, Superman is an alien.
yeah,
Wonder Woman is from like none of them are real. None of them are relatable. Batman is a billionaire playboy. Like, oh yeah, so relatable, these guys. So that was what
that's
it did it for me. It was just hard. So when they
yeah,
finally went dark with Batman, I'm like, yes, make
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah,
human for me. I
yeah.
need that. I need him to be flawed and troubled, and have all these same problems we all do to some degree at least.
Yeah, yeah. Did you like the that Batman prior to the Christian Bale?
I like Keaton a lot.
Oh,
I
favorite
think
one.
Keaton was
Favorite.
amazing.
Yes. Yes.
I think he gets bypassed a lot, but Christian Bale was just a very, very different type, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the darkness of that version. I really
Me
did.
too. Me too. Yeah, yeah. Michael Keaton is number all time favorite. He actually said he wanted to. He's supposed to come back in the Flash. I hope that it still happens. But I think that Christian Bale's Batman was amazing. I think that the story, like you
Yeah,
said, it was touching base on, like you were just saying, it was more reality. It was like
yeah,
everything was realistic about it. Even the
not so
Batmobile was like.
perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything was like put together like, wait a minute, this could actually be a guy in a suit doing this stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
The new Batman, I thought that the delivery was really good. And like you said, it was dark. The presence, it was felt. I just feel like once again, I just feel like they could have did it differently, man. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
just more to it. It was very
yeah,
long. It was interesting concept. I thought the Riddler character was phenomenal because I've always
yeah,
wanted like a very devious, like ruthless kind of villain in Batman. You always have
yeah.
kind of the comedic characters, but I think they did that part right. I think the Penguin was awesome,
Yes,
but it was just really long, man. It didn't
yeah,
seem like there was enough substance in it, but people loved it. I mean, I can't,
yeah,
ain't gonna
yeah.
take away from it. But that's awesome, man.
I think
So what?
people are getting a little bit full though
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah. Me too.
superhero movies. Period.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
some are going to survive, but like they were talking about doing another Fantastic Four, and I'm like, not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not reaching. You know, if you can't get them
Yeah.
with X-Men, forget about
Yo, listen,
Fantastic
I was about to
Four.
say that. If they redo X-Men and do some new X-Men stuff, you are right though, because when I saw Doctor Strange, I saw Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
I couldn't even like start to. I was like, even me, and I'm a geek, man. I
yeah,
love that stuff, and I'm like, damn, I
yeah,
can't even get into it anymore, man. It is kind of driven to the ground. I do
yeah, a
miss
little
like
bit.
I miss like the old school cop movies. I miss the Bad Boys. I
Yeah,
miss like we are just getting these kind of Disney versions of
yes.
Marvel and Disney. I do miss like the kung fu flicks and
Make
stuff
them
like that.
gritty
Or
and bring them back down to earth.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I think everything. I think
Like a
maybe James
Sin
Gunn will.
City version of a superhero movie
Oh man.
almost.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, yeah, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about something like that. That would be
Yeah, make
awesome.
it violent. Make it, you know what I mean? Like in the
Yes.
Deadpool variation is kind of fun because of how nutty it is. But
Yeah.
take one all the way to Sin City and just make it bloody and messy.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
like
for real,
that.
man. I hope we see a lot of different changes going forward. I know COVID kind of affected the whole industry in
Yeah.
weird ways. A lot of people were trying a lot of different things. I'm pretty sure. How did it affect you? Like, what kind of challenges were you facing? What projects were you facing when it came around?
We were in the middle of shooting our first TV show called Tale of Tales, and we got shut down right in the middle of shooting it. So we
Mm,
had 4 episodes in the can, and we had to wait till summer to shoot the rest. And that was terrifying to shoot because it was so new at the time and nobody really knew. And SAG had all these rules, and you had to kind of figure out how to do it without a ton of people. And that gets
yeah.
tricky, but I also knew that there was an opportunity to put out content while there was a shortage of content. And a
Yeah.
lot of people wanted something because we were all kind of stranded at the house watching stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. For sure.
so we really went after it with that. But that was terrifying. And then after that, we shot a couple other films. But yeah, it definitely impacted us. We've been doing one project a year since COVID, and we were doing 2 a year before that.
Got you. Okay. Hopefully. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of things are kind of opening,
Yeah,
kind of getting a little bit more regulated than it, ever since all that crap happened,
yeah,
which I'm so happy about because I'm so
yeah,
ready to kind of be in a little bit more. I hope no craziness happens. It's always going to be something. But like you said, the stop and go
yeah. Knock
process of
on
what
wood,
COVID did,
what
please,
knock on wood.
everything.
Nosferatu's not right about 2023, right?
Oh man, yeah. Listen, they're supposed to be doing Nosferatu again. That's one movie that I'm surprised they didn't remake recently. They're doing The
Oh, I
Exorcist
meant
coming up.
not Nostradamus. I meant
Oh,
sorry.
Nostradamus,
Yes.
Nostradamus. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. But So that's interesting, man, because you see everything. One thing I have been saying, and I'm gonna jump into some more stuff in a minute, but you
Yeah.
just reminded me. Um, I'm not trying to be a critique, but I am critiquing a little bit. I've just noticed something with movies recently, man. Even movies that have been coming out like in the theaters and everything. It's something about movies lately that have kind of feel like they've kind of lost their character, yo. At least a lot of movies that I've seen. And I've kind of fallen off. I haven't seen as many, but it's just like movies that I've really anticipated on. I've watched and I've been like, hey, listen, damn, I don't know what feels like it's just missing. But you
Yeah.
remember when you used to watch a movie and you're like, maybe it's just me getting older. It could be a lot of changes, but you used to watch a movie and you'd be like, oh man, I can relate to that character, or I can relate to that
Yeah.
person. I can get into that. And now it's kind of like it's just happening, and it's just like you're
Well,
watching it.
yeah, I think the problem is how much the audience has changed, because the audience, they want the movie to start and go, and there's no time for character development and all those type of things, because literally, because it's all free now, you can just change the channel. I couldn't tell you how many
Good
times
point.
I've had a
Good
critic
point.
say, I've had critics go, it was a really good movie, but it was really slow. And then later on, they'll start talking about how much they cared about all these people, the characters. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. That's why,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we actually developed the characters for you so that you would have substance. You look at the half of the horror movies right now, and it's all about kill count, right?
That's true.
Who
That
cares?
Halloween
If
movie
you
was
don't
was, was
even know who
horrible.
these people are, if you don't care about these people, then what does it matter? It's just a
You
spectacle then. How
you
about you
you you
tell a
literally
story?
yeah. You
I,
just
I'm
dropped a
I'm
bomb,
I'm
man.
resisting. I'm resisting all of that stuff because I don't think it's good. I think that these algorithms and these things that are supposed to be safe bets, I don't think any of it's safe anymore. I think people are
Yeah.
tired. I think people are bored. I think people
Yeah.
want. I think people are ready to get the meat back on things again and actually have a
Yeah.
little bit of depth to it, and a good story that you can kind of lose yourself in, characters that are real humans. That's me, anyways.
No, you listen, you kind of just answered my question that I had for myself. I didn't think of it that way at all. It's like, once again, it's similar to music, man. Like you said, we're
Yeah.
so instantly gratified, man. If something's not interesting, you just flip the channel. I can watch any
Yep.
movie I want in this damn planet right now, and I don't even have to have
Yep.
cable.
Yep.
I don't have
Yeah.
to have anything. I can watch
Yeah.
whatever the hell I want at any time, wherever I am.
And the
So it's like you
libraries.
said,
Voodoo
yeah,
has 200,000 films. Tubi has 40,000 films.
it's
Like,
unreal, man.
you're never going to run out. So nobody has the
Never.
patience anymore. But I think a lot of people are coming back. I mean, my latest film, Ash and Bone, we released in October 4th, and we were terrified because releasing an independent horror movie going up, Halloween month,
Yeah,
usually you drown. And we have
gotcha.
literally been on fire ever since. And I think people want a good story. They want the characters. They
Yeah,
want to come along, kind of be a fly on the wall as all these things happen, and go for a ride. I think that's what they
exactly.
want.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right, because that's kind of the reason why I've been struggling with like just trying to find, like you said, man, maybe it is also a part, because I know I could just turn something off. I don't really take
Yep.
the time to fully continue to watch it. But when I do watch it, I'm like, damn, like it's like, like you just said it before with that Halloween the Ends movie. I was looking forward to that so much. I've always been a horror fan, and it's like that literally just broke for me, man. I was like, how the hell did they take this in this direction? Which I can see like how they kind of wanted to go, whatever. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it just seemed like it was rushed. It just wasn't like,
Yeah.
fully put. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I
Yeah.
respect the work, but like you
Yeah.
just said,
It's the same thing for me with that, and it was the same thing for me with Hellraiser, and that kills me because
oh man, yeah.
these are films that were so big for me, and then I'm like, dude, you're just sticking the name on there, and
Yeah.
you're getting all the people to watch it, and you don't do your due diligence, whether it's the script or the story or like it. Just give me your best, man.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody's so focused on narrative. Like, oh, if it was a male character, it's got to be a female character. It was a black character, got to be a white. I really just, like you said, substance, man. That's why I'm really looking forward to this podcast, soap opera thing, because it's something that's different. And I feel like, you know, something, I think, like you said, also difference, I think is going to start changing people's perspectives. I think people being able to see that you don't have to always rely on, you know, Pandora finding the songs you want next because it knows you, instead of just discovering new music and finding something that you didn't even know you may like. And that's been the problem with algorithms, man. They're trying to tell you what you need to like, and it's and guessing for you, instead of just letting music be discovered or movies be discovered even. And I mean, we'll see. It's a new world coming, and you know, it's a new year, and we'll see. But you did just speak about your new movie. I didn't want to jump away from that. You had a movie come out recently, and it sounds awesome. So let's talk about it. So what's it called?
It's called Ash and Bone. So it's a horror thriller mystery kind of thing. I'm director, and I also play one of the main characters, not the lead, but I play the parent of the lead. So essentially what happens is the daughter of my character, she, you know, my wife in this story lost her life to cancer, and I was a single dad. And I probably wasn't super good at paying all attention to her, licking my own wounds. And then I marry a younger woman, and my daughter starts rebelling. And she starts doing all this urban exploring and doing crazy things. So she gets herself in a little bit of trouble with the law. So I decide that I'm going to take her up north to where we used to go when I was a kid. So we drive, you know, from Detroit to the Upper Peninsula. And when we're out there, one day, you know, I get into a fight with her, and she runs off, heads to the local bar, has a fake ID, gets some drinks, hangs out with some friends. They decide they're going to go urban exploring at the McKinley House, which is an urban legend that they find out real quick is not just a legend, it's very real.
That's me right there, man. I love those type of movies, yo. I'm a horror fanatic, man. I love a good story. And I also love, like we were talking about before, I love a consistent story with horror, man. It's not just about body count, because my mother is like the biggest advocate for this. She loves, like, you know, the first Halloween and stuff like that, because she loves when it's the anticipation for what's going to happen that's really is what scares you, because you're like, where is this guy? What's happening? What's going to happen? But when you're just constantly focused on, oh man, just how bad can it look on camera? It's hard to, like, you know, involve. It's like, oh, well, they're dead. Well, what's next? You know what I'm saying? But so that sounds really interesting, man, because once again, it's one of those kind of, you know, this is happening, trouble's happening, let's try to get away from trouble, but then damn, you think you got away from trouble,
and then trouble starts coming after you. I mean, I'm a big fan of Hitchcock, and Hitchcock said the death is not the climax, the death is actually the end of it all. That's where the emotions are gone. Everything leading up to the death is all of the things that horror is. Whether it's a jump scare, you can only do a jump scare if you care about what you're seeing on screen. You get the suspense from caring about what you see on the screen, and you see somebody coming up behind them. The more you care about the person, the more you tighten up. So all of these things, and the gore is effective, but it's more of a disgust type of thing. But the gore is effective to make it real. And again, the more you like the person, the less you like to see them, you know, getting eaten by a vampire or whatever it might be.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's funny that you said that about the, you know, the anticipation what Hitchcock said, because one of the things I'm really trying to do this movie stuff now, man. And I do a Halloween special every year. For the last 3 years, I've done it. And this one, I really, really like put my producer pants on and director pants and really tried to do it. Like wrote a script and everything. But I literally had you know, my opening scene. I wanted to make it so it was like I hang the mask up right there. I've had it since I've got it. And my opening scene was just a big background drop of my background that I have, the whole wall. And it was a slow motion camera, you know, zoom in to the mask, because the mask was like the powers that gives me the powers and whatever. And like you said, the anticipation for it was the same thing like you were saying. I wanted people to look and care about what they were seeing. So when the jump scene happened, it was me, the camera's
Yes.
all the way at the mask. I grabbed it really quick, and then it
Yeah.
faded to black. So it was supposed to be big bang,
Yeah.
grab, and it was successful. It worked very well.
Yes.
But that was the same mentality I had. Like, I want everybody to look at my wall, and they're like, oh, they always see it on camera, but they don't see everything that's on here. So then they can be looking and oh, that's Brian B's wall back there. And then all of a sudden, yeah, but now we got this happen. What creepy things about it? What's going to happen? That was my same mentality doing that scene that I shot for the Halloween special. So I understand perfectly exactly what you mean about, like, the build for the actual, even if it doesn't kill you, even if it's not, it's nothing better than that scene where you see your favorite character get, knifed or shot or something like that, and you're like, oh, he's going, I like that guy, and then at the end he crawls and he's still alive, and he's like, oh yes, he's still. It's all that build that when you ask somebody after you watch that movie, hey, how was it? Man, that movie was fun. I've seen full movies, and I've been like saying through the whole time, oh, this movie sucks. I just can't stand this movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then two things happen at the end. You're like, oh, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. I've seen shit like that, man. So it's like, it really does matter. It really does matter. You have to build it, man. You got to build it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But that sounds so where is it available now that people can watch it?
So right now you can watch it on Amazon Prime. You can watch it on Roku, on Tubi, and Vudu. So and then I know it's on other smaller things like YouTube TV is out there, iTunes, Apple TV, all that too. But those 4 or 5, most people have one of them.
Got it. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Beeline, we're going to put it right in the bottom description. You know how I do. We're going to have everything. Please go check out Mr. Harley's new film. It's called, say it again, Miss Harley, one more time.
Ash and Bone.
Ash and Bone.
You'll like it. I mean, it's wild. This movie as an independent film has trended as one of the top 200 movies on Vudu for literally a month and a half, which is almost impossible to do with this small of a film. But people are loving it. It's been wild.
Yeah, I think it's because the independent scene is really telling the story that the Hollywood trying to, relate to everybody is not. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but honestly, I feel like these smaller movies, like, recently this Halloween that just passed, you had Terrifier 2. That came out, and it was in the movie theaters, and they were like, it was on the news. That people were going there and like throwing up, and they were leaving because they were listen. Call it what you want. That is an unbelievable, accomplishment for that director. To make somebody, to move somebody that much that they're speaking about it publicly, like, hey, be careful seeing this movie. Listen, to me, that's a hit. That's a home run.
Oh yeah, they definitely they. But the thing is this: they know their audience. They gave them exactly, and I'll be honest with you. I normally don't love that style of movies, but they're nailing it. Like they're hitting it out of the park.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, I watched Terrifier for the first time this Halloween, and I just wanted to see what the hoopla was about.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, all right, I can't lie. You can tell it's like it's not like the most profited movie ever, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good movie, though.
Yeah,
it's
it is. It's interesting. Keeps you guessing, kind of
is.
keeps you engaged. So independent films, man. You have a lot of talented people that just because they don't have a huge name on them, a name brand or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You got people still making great films, great pieces of entertainment.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to, be talking with, people like yourself, man, who's in this industry and making moves.
We have Jamie Bernadette from I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, and we have our mysterious bartender is actually Mel Novak from Bruce Lee's Game of Death.
Oh, really?
He was like the master villain. He's played villain across from Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and all these cats. Really good actor. Honestly, I don't know how much opportunity he's really had to show how good of an actor he is. I've had him in a few times now, and I really like working with him. He that guy can act. That's for sure.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to check it out, man. I really got to get back into my, especially doing an entertainment show. Beeline, trust me, we gonna have watch lists,
Yeah.
we gonna have show off, we gonna have everything. We do it all here. So yeah,
And it's
that's
about an
freaking
hour and a
phenomenal, man.
half, so you don't have to. It's not like the superhero movies where you have to set aside 3 hours. My movie's out
Yo,
over in an hour 37, so it's a little bit more
that
manageable.
that Avatar movie that just came out, man, in
Oh yeah.
December. That Avatar is 3 hours and 15 minutes, man. Listen, you better be a fan because
Oh, it has to be good. If I'm going to give that up,
and it
it
has
has to
to.
be better than good.
Damn. I'm telling you, bro, because it's like in an age where, like we just discussing, like, you know, where people
Too
are just ready to
busy.
flicking a button, and you over there sitting for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta love it, man. I gotta love it. But
That's
Harley,
right.
what's some so we have Ash and Bone, and everybody's gonna check that out. We're gonna put all the
Yeah.
descriptions here. Please check it out, Beeline. We're gonna promote it hard. You know, it sounds like an amazing film. If you're into horror,
Thanks.
I know a lot of my fans are into horror for sure. But what's some new projects that you have? Anything new coming up? Any big projects you excited about?
I'm down to two companies to distribute my next film, and it's my first stab at a vampire film, and it's called Beneath Us All. But
Okay.
I'm likely going to be signing this week with a distributor, but it's called Beneath Us All, and I essentially reboot vampires a bit. So this one starts in Viking time, and when the Vikings see that they can't kill him, they put him in a crypt. They cross the Atlantic. They bury him in Maine, and then you know, he gets awakened by a teenager out in the woods.
So
And
it's damn teenagers in the woods always messing up life.
oh yeah, yeah, it's a hell of a that one is. I'm really proud of it. It's not a spectacle, but it is definitely it feels like a saga or it's very much storytelling, visually, very pretty screens.
That sounds
Super
awesome,
happy
man.
with it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. It's funny because talking to you honestly, man, it's been great. I've really enjoyed the conversation. Really
Thanks,
cool guy, man. And I'm sitting here thinking in my head as you're explaining the movies. I'm creative too, man. And as you're saying stuff like, you know, the vampire, once they can't kill him, so they got to lock him up. And then you hear that, you're like, oh, he's going to get out. And how they going
Yeah,
to kill him? So
yeah.
now I'm
And you
already
know.
engaged. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm already ready to like, all right, I'm gonna see how they kill him. Like, how are they gonna do it?
Yeah.
Now I'm in it, yo. Me and my girl go get popcorn and we'll watch.
Right.
That's my life, yo. I
Yeah.
love something that's like I'm already invested. I didn't even see the damn movie and I'm already invested.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. And I do miss that because I feel like you said, man, the build has been the lackluster part of these movies recently. You're seeing the beginning part that's action immediately, so you have to satisfy. And then you're seeing the dragged out parts in the middle. Then there's a big part again, and a dragged out part in the middle. But build, man. Just let it build, yo.
Yeah.
But,
a good slow burn to me is still the best way, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is.
something that just
Captivating.
it's like an airplane. You know, it starts at the beginning of that runway, man, and slowly just keeps going and then takes off. I like my movies just like it.
That's awesome. I can't wait to watch it, man. I'm really excited. I'm so happy to have, you know, talented, you know, people come on my show and just to speak with you guys and just know that you guys are working hard to keep the industry that I've been in love with since I was a kid, you know, still in love with. I've got a show because, you know what I mean? Like, I love this industry, man. I love movies. I love entertainment. I love everything about it. So, Mr. Harley, you know, thank you so much for coming on the show. Please, you know, I would, you know, love to have you back on at any time. If you got any movies, you need a loud, crazy. You see, I'm animated, bro. I'll do anything. I'll be there, man.
Yeah, but, we're trying to get Beneath Us All into theaters, and we're talking about potentially a May or maybe a June release. But I know June is another one of them months. A lot of the blockbusters. Right when the people get out of school and you know what I mean, like so we're talking about it with both distributors, but we're trying to go for it. We've had a couple of limited theatricals, and I think this one deserves it. So we'll see what happens.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, you always have a home here, man. To
Thanks,
let me know
Brian.
when you got something to come out. I'll definitely throw that on. Like, hey, make sure you check out Mr. Harley Wallen. Yeah, all day, man. I support what I like, man. So you seem like a really cool guy, man. I really appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, no
Beeline,
problem.
this is
Thank
Mr.
you.
Harley Wallen. Thank you so much. We're going to post all of his information in the bottom. Please go follow him. Please check out everything he's doing. Ash and Bone. I'm going to put the link down here in the description where you can find it. And you know, look for him, man. Talent, man. We got people coming on and showing. Yo, we got some more show off segments going forward. We got more top fives. We got more everything. It's a brand new year. I cannot wait. Mr. Harley, you got anything else in closing before we shut down the process here today?
No, only thing is, if you're listening to this and you feeling like you want to do some of this stuff, whether it's on the podcast side or if it's on the filmmaking or acting or painting, I don't care what it is. But if you have it in you, just go. You don't have to let go of everything and dive, but do it, because I promise you, what it does inside of you is amazing, and you as a human are going to be 10 times better because of it.
Yeah, man. I no truer words are being spoke right now, man. I'm telling you, because I feel the exact same way, guys. If you have anything, it's a brand new year, man. I've been dealing with a lot of people lately. People have got this concept. They always got to ruin something. Just let it be. Oh, God, I don't do New Year's resolutions. If somebody does a resolution and it makes them feel good, leave them alone, man. You don't know what's needed for people's motivation, man. It might be silly to you, but if somebody needs to say, hey, it's a new year, I'm going to start off right, and that's what they need to get going. Maybe they'll become the president. You don't know. Let them drive, man. Like you said, man, literally, because I'm living proof right now. I never thought that my show was going to have an amazing, talented producer, actor, judo, kung fu, breakdancing, everything. I never thought I'd have this man on with me today. And I'm speaking with an amazing producer from Sweden, a whole other area of the world. And you never know unless you do it, man. You got to do something. Start off drawing pictures. Do something. But hey, Beeline, thank you guys so much for another year. This is just the beginning, guys. It's going to be unbelievable this year. Please purchase the merch, buy a shirt, support the show. And if you do have anybody come on, please send me an email. But until next time, we're going to stay true, stay positive, pay attention. Get up, do something, stop sitting on the couch, because it ain't doing nothing for you unless you're good at sitting on couches. Yo, Beeline, I'll holler at you, man. People, check it out. It's your boy Brian B from the Beeline Entertainment LLC, telling you to come check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's right, the Beeline Web Show and the Beeline Entertainment Show, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We there doing it all. We talking with strangers. Or you can come on the entertainment show and show off. That's right. Check us out, the Beeline Entertainment, Beeline Web Show, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Beeline Entertainment Show, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Check all this energy out. It's all there. Both shows. Let's go.